My name's Jack and I'm a photographer from Cambridge. I first began my photography journey in 2016 after permanently borrowing my sister's DSLR. During this time, I developed an interest in natural landscapes and still life photography, taking her camera everywhere I went. Over the years, taking thousands of photos and videos, I knew from the start that this is what I want to do in life. Currently, I'm entirely focused on film photography and cinematography. I first discovered film in 2020 after getting a film camera for Christmas. In those 2 years, I've learned more with film than I ever did with digital photography. My interest in cinematography stems from all the films I've watched. I'm fascinated by how the technical and artistic elements of cinematography intertwine with one another. And instead of being in awe when seeing amazing compositions in photography and film, I want to be the one behind the camera, creating them myself. My dream would be to do this professionally. I want to be the one behind the camera, creating content. I find most mediums of video and photography interesting and would love to give them all a go. From being behind a camera in a television studio to being behind one in a hurricane filming the weather report. When it comes to film, I feel so much closer to the photos I take, and with using a fully manual camera, I've learnt the fundamentals of photography, such as ISO, shutter speed and aperture the hard way. These settings and their effects on one another have been firmly planted into my brain, all because of my film camera. I feel that my specialisation in photography is my abstract architecture. I feel this stems from my fascination with brutalism. I also love candid portraiture, as I love the raw emotion you can convey with it. A lot of this has taught me transferable techniques to film. One example would be layering, having objects in the foreground and background creating depth, making the photo feel more three-dimensional. When I first loaded my first roll of Ilford HB5 into my camera and took my first photo, I felt something. Not just the mechanical aspects of the camera compared to my Nikon D3100, but how in this digital age, you don't really think about the photos you're taking as you have near infinite tries. But with taking that first photo on film, I slowed down, focusing entirely on the camera, press the shutter, and the photos you get are nearly always perfect. There's a sense of importance behind taking photos on film, as you only have 36 tries. I feel it made me care more about the photos I take. The feeling is not only in the camera and when pressing the shutter, but in the photos themselves. The physical grain of a film photo created by the silver halide crystals, capturing photons at that exact moment in time, frozen for eternity. There's a life to them, and no amount of digital manipulation can duplicate that feeling. I think that my devotion to photography stems from how photography speaks to everyone. It's a universal language understood by all. It's a language that informs, educates, and inflicts emotion in viewers. It's not only an art form allowing me to express myself, but a tool. It allows me to capture the times I want to remember, as well as the moments in our world that should never be forgotten.